So Molly, let's talk about Elf on the Shelf.
Okay.
Welcome to our first blab. We are two moms who are, what would you just, how would you describe our Elf on the Shelf commitment?
How would we describe it? Well, our commitments are different because, and you should probably have a disclaimer right now too. If someone's listening with kids in the room, we're going to be pretty...
Right. If you have kids in the room, adios. Because we are talking about behind the scenes Elf on the Shelf. And I've been doing Elf on the Shelf for what, 4 years?
Mm-hmm. So it means I was doing it 4 years in a day.
Oh, because you started first? No, you were like 3 years and
364 days later.
Right.
I just short of 4 years.
Yes. And so we should probably set this up. I have a 7-year-old who still very much believes in Santa, and Molly, you do not. Well, you're kind of got a redo.
We're headed into the next generation, but although we have a pretty big family, the two that are sort of still enjoying Elf are 13 and 12. And last year was the year that it was revealed to them, sort of by accident, that it was, really, a mom thing. And they insist that I keep doing it. They love it. So a 13-year-old boy and a 12-year-old girl wake up every morning knowing that at some point in the night or in the morning, I have done something, and they love it. And it's still pretty cute that they enjoy it.
I think that's why I get excited about it, is because excited, depending on what point of the Christmas season, my excitement level wanes and grows. But like, for example, this morning, I saw her sitting in the hallway, just having a conversation with her elves, which was just so completely adorable. And
was he asking why they were cross-dressing?
No, we're going to talk about that in a minute. But she was just sitting there having a little conversation with them, and she was doing it yesterday too. And we had sort of a false start with, not a false start, but a late start with ours this year. But let me back up and say, I am certainly no Elf on the Shelf expert, although I happen to have written an ebook about how to keep it sane. Right? So you don't have that midnight pressure, because I've read all the blog articles about how it's ridiculous to do Elf on the Shelf, and it's a waste of time, and it's a huge mess, and why would anybody spend all that time doing it? And I, like you, believe it's just part of a Christmas tradition, and you're making memories with your kid. And so that's why I do it. But I also don't like to just do the elf moves from one shelf to another shelf. So we have what's called a mischievous elf, which I think you do too. And so ours gets into a little bit of trouble on a fairly regular basis, but they also do acts of kindness, and they also occasionally will throw in a behavioral
life lesson.
Yes.
Life lesson.
A little life lesson. Yes.
Opportunity for learning.
Yeah, which we had last night. So,
I didn't know.
Going on your 4th year, I'm also one of those people who won't repeat something that I did before. And so it gets harder and harder to come up with ideas. And that's why I wrote the ebook, to kind of help people who are in my shoes, who are running out of ideas on what to do with their elf each night. And ours comes out on December 1st. When does yours come out?
Really? Yours comes out December 1st?
Okay. Well, this year it did not. But
luckily, your daughter it is on the calendar. No, December 1st.
Exactly what day it was.
Because to me, it gives me just a little breather after Thanksgiving. It gives me the weekend. I can probably get my decorations out, because there is some preparation. There is some thought into this, and a commitment and we do take it to the next level a lot. So yeah, December 1st is my goal date.
Yeah,
I have it a lot easier now, though.
Well, sure. I mean, you can just tell them straight up, Mommy's not doing it.
But that's disappointing to them. It is. They love it. They only get this a few times. So AJ wakes up every morning and says, Mom, where's the elf? I don't know. Go find him.
Yeah. So that's cool. So what happened this year? We are not fully decorated. So we have, all right, so this is what happened. So on Monday, I got floored with a stomach bug, just absolutely floored. And that was the 30th. So the elf was supposed to come Tuesday morning. Yeah, you cannot be setting up North Pole breakfast. And
you do a big breakfast. I don't do that. I might go get donuts. This year I made a hot breakfast, but you do an entry.
Well, we do hey, we're back. Here's a North Pole breakfast. And then they bring her an advent calendar. For the last couple of years, it's been the Lego advent calendar. And so that's sort of the, ta-da, we're here. So that was an easy one. But when you're puking your guts out, the last thing you want to be doing is like assembling donuts and all these white breakfast items on a tray or whatever. Usually I do it all over on a table, but I mean, I was just, it wasn't going to happen. So I didn't do it. And she came home from school and told me about what some of the other elves had done. I was fully prepared. I had all the stuff, but I was completely floored, and I could not, there was no way I could ask my husband to do it because no. So I told her
value and just maybe just waiting a day would have been fine for them.
Yeah. So I told her that the reason why the elves didn't come was because the Christmas tree wasn't up yet. Our main tree. We have a couple of trees up, but our main tree wasn't up. And so I said, I think they were probably confused because we don't have the tree up, and you should write a letter to Santa to tell him that you want them to come. And she just said, and then went on her merry way. She did not write a letter.
You made it a learning thing, then it wasn't fun.
So she never wrote a letter. So we were a little bit late getting it out, but we did. And so the first morning she's looking at the elves, and I had it on like a little tray. I had taken Hershey's Kisses and dropped them from her bed down the hallway to lead to where the tray was. And I had to put it in the hallway and then block the stairs from the dogs because it would just like vacuum all that
chocolate.
Yeah. So, she comes down, she tells me how excited she is. The elves are back. I have to go and see it. And so I go up and I'm sitting there with her, and she's just staring at them like lovingly. And then she's like, "What, Mommy?" And I'm like, "What?" Yeah. I'm like, she's going to ask me if they're real. This is it. The gig is up. What have I done? And she looks at the elves and she says, "Mommy, okay, my elves are named Jewel and Chintz. Chintz is a boy, Jewel is a girl." You see where I'm going? She looks at Chintz, the boy, and she says, "Why does Chintz have on Jewel's skirt?"
Nice.
I'm like, "Well, how do you know that's Chintz?" And she says, "Well, he's wearing earrings. I mean, earrings." And I was like, that's not a skirt today. Today it's a kilt. Well, it was plaid,
Improvised.
Yeah. So that was my little stumble, but we got it going. But your first day was.
I had a fail also. My kids didn't know about the fail though, so it doesn't count. I got up and we don't usually do pancakes and sausage and eggs and big hot breakfasts on school days, but they this year the elf brought them a big huge breakfast. And I was attempting to make the pancakes with, or like a elf head shaped pancake, and the top of his hat sort of became rounded, and his face sort of became rounded, and it became a really obscene pancake. So
R-rated.
Yeah, it was bad. So we mushed them.
Did you give it to him anyway?
Huh?
Did you give it to him anyway?
No. Well, I mean, I could see it sort of forming as I was doing it. I was like, "No, what is it?" And so I just made them really big.
Were they watching you do this?
No.
You could have taken a food marker and drawn on it.
It was enough that we had sausage and pancakes and breakfast on a morning before school.
Okay. But then your next night was like remarkable. That was really awesome.
I was really hoping to get global recognition from maybe Pharrell because it was very creative, but I didn't. It was my own idea. We have a mutual friend whose daughter is on The Voice this season, and I've never watched The Voice, but have thoroughly been amazed by the talent. And I'd heard Maddie before she got on The Voice, but so we've been rooting for her as much as possible. And I took the elf and propped him up with some sticks on his back, and I had this light kind of behind him. And then I took literally red Solo cups, cut the Solo cup, popped a couple little Mickey Mouse figurines in it, and made 4 seats. And AJ he got up, he's like, oh, that's The Voice. And so he was so excited that he recognized what it was, and so excited that it was The Voice, because we don't, as I said, we've never watched it before and have enjoyed cheering someone on that we know. We don't know her personally, but we know her mom. So that was kind of fun. So I think that was a good one. But you set the stage, if you set your bar up here, day one,
it's all over.
Yeah, it's all over, because although today I liked today's, but yeah.
So you're going to have to post to Twitter the pictures since we can't add them to Blab. So
okay.
You're going to tweet out the pictures of what you did.
Okay. Yeah, I'll do that.
Okay. So what did you do today?
So today, I had stumbled on these glasses, and we have to talk about that too. Did you find those glasses?
No, I haven't been to Hobby Lobby yet.
Okay, so you let me know, and I'll mail them to you. But because I can either go to Lowe's. So at Lowe's, they had these glasses, and they're like the 3D paper glasses. One's red, one's blue. But in this case, they prism the Christmas lights into these little shapes. So
these are amazing. I don't know how they work, but they are crazy cool.
They're so adorable. So you put these glasses on, and it brights up the lights and into either candy canes or snowflakes or reindeer or Santa.
Hi, James. Thanks for joining.
Oh, hi. And so I don't know if there are other versions, but those are the ones that I got one of each. So then with that, so now I just set up the elf and a little friend, and they had the glasses. And as we were running out, we were actually running late for school today, shocking. AJ, didn't matter. He had to run back in and figure out what the elf was doing. And he put on the 3 extra pairs of glasses that I had. But he's
all on one kid?
Huh?
All on one kid?
On one kid.
You said he put on all.
One at a time. He wanted to see what each one looked like.
Wait.
Yeah. But you
gotta break it down for me.
I'm sorry. He won't. He wouldn't touch the elf. They won't touch the elf. So he couldn't.
It's
he said that
they're not allowed to touch the elf.
But they know it's not going to break the magic.
Yeah. Well, mine doesn't. Mine freaks out if the dog gets near it.
That is my fear.
That Roscoe's going to steal it?
Yes, because it would be one.
Elf beheading. Yeah, so last night, day 2 of my elf, right? And I'm already like, oh God, what am I going to do today? Because I haven't done my planning sheet because I was so busy getting the new version of the book out that I haven't done it myself. So I am so irritated with the massive number of shoes laying all around my house. She just drops shoes all the time. So, and with all the sports she plays, there can be 3 pairs of shoes in one day. Anyway, so last night I gathered up all of the shoes and I stuck them underneath a laundry basket. And with my left hand, I wrote a note that said, we found these shoes out past bedtime, so they've all gone to shoe jail. P.S. We left you a pair of ours so you can wear them today. And I had gotten on YouTube last night, and I found how to make napkins into elf shoes. And so I took red paper napkins that I had left over from a craft I had done before, and I made little itty bitty elf shoes, and I stuck them on each of the 2 elves, and then an extra pair in the middle.
place. Now I have to get on this right now and figure out what happened to
Oh my god, I had to watch this video like 18 times because of course I picked the shortest video because I have the shortest attention span. But he goes so fast, I was like, wait, what?
Yeah.
What?
Yeah.
And I had to make 6 of them. So by the 6th one, I was like, okay, I got this. But I literally upped his like viewing number by probably 35. It's really actually kind of simple. But anyway, so when I was putting it together last night, Hammond walks by and he just like snorted when he saw it. He was like, oh yeah, good. So he walks out. And so I thought, well, sometimes she gets pissed off, when we do the teachable.
Right. Like the pissed off thing, she also got pissed off when you colored the milk.
Yeah, well, she cried then. She was a little younger. But I mean, she got pissed off when we taped her toilet shut because she wouldn't flush it.
Yep.
We didn't remember to flush it. Yeah, she got really pissed off at that one. So I thought she might get pissed off, especially day 2, because they haven't aggravated her yet. So like they gave her elf love the first day. Second day they were like, bam, you're not putting your shoes away. We're going to tell Santa. So, but she thought it was funny. So clearly I didn't get enough of the shoes because she still had a huge reserve of shoes to wear today. So she just laughed at it. And then she goes to sit with them for a little while. And then she comes back and finds me a little bit later and she goes, they left me some shoes to wear. And she started laughing and she goes, I don't think they're going to fit. I was like, yeah. And she said, a little bit later, she says, they made them out of paper napkins. I'm like, oh crap, she's starting to get smart and figure this stuff out.
Oh.
Anyway, so that was day 2. But, okay, so what are you going to do tonight?
Well, I think that, I didn't plan anything ahead. Okay, so I saw some just like the, I can't take credit for coming up.
I have one idea.
Okay, good. I might need it because I can't take credit for coming up with the voice. I saw that online in the same post. So I don't know if it was the same person had done the Diet Coke. I don't know. And we don't drink pop. So it's either Diet Coke or whatever it is that say naughty or nice or names or something. So I think I am going to do a naughty or nice thing tonight, which means I actually have to go buy pop.
So last year I did one with those cans and I had them both drinking out of the same one. And the can was like BFF.
Oh, yeah, that's cute. I was trying to figure out how I could make the elf nice and the kids naughty. So I was thinking about putting their picture beside it and having him.
Oh, that'd be cute.
So you have to think that through. And the other one I really want to do, but I have to go borrow a doll, is the Frozen one. I think that one's hilarious.
It is hilarious.
My concern is how long will it take it to freeze? Because I mean, that's solid. I mean,
yeah. So I've been thinking about that one.
Okay.
Because I don't really want my elves to get soggy, and then I don't know what's going to happen to them after they're wet. I don't know. It just seems like a all-around bad idea. I don't think that person actually had kids. So what I was thinking of doing is having the elf with Elsa, like Elsa's teaching him how to freeze something, and I'll take one of her other things and freeze that, like something that I don't like or I want her to give away,
just in case.
So yeah. That's gonna be my twist on it, is like Elsa's teaching him how to do it.
Well, and the good thing is if it does take a couple days, like, I mean, I can't imagine it would take, like, you could throw it in a little solo cup or something. It probably just take a day. I don't know.
I have no idea. Well, last year along the Frozen theme, I did, I had the elves take, I forget what I made. I guess I just got a stick with some string and I tied a baby carrot to the end of it. And I put them on one side of like a high back leather chair. And I draped the fishing thing over it with the carrot. And I put her what's the reindeer's name? Not Sven. Sven?
Seriously. I don't know.
The reindeer. So the reindeer was trying to get the carrot, but it was right like too far away from him. And then the 2 elves were like hanging off of the fishing rod. So like they were tormenting him. I thought that was funny.
That is
Felt bad for the reindeer.
Yeah, that's cute because then you use carrots and colors, and that's the thing.
Yeah.
Well, last year, Megan and AJ said they wanted a turn to do it, so I might give them a couple turns to do it too. But they also keep dropping hints of basically what they want me to do. Like, remember the time when he put all those snowflakes all over the house? I'm thinking, yeah, that's when you didn't know. I don't really need to put that much effort into it, but that is.
Well, speaking of that, though, I saw on somebody's feed yesterday, there's somebody with a silhouette that issues Star Wars shaped snowflakes every year. So maybe you could find, it would be awesome if they had like minion shaped snowflakes. It'd be hilarious. Well,
yeah,
but my kid loves Minions. I love Minions.
That to me would be little blobs laying around. But that gives a good point. Although because obviously I have a silhouette for shapes, but the snowflakes, cutting the snowflakes took me no time. Computer paper, I mean, I was Edward Scissorhands. I mean, I was out. But the hanging of every single one, I will do that again. I think I'll probably do it upstairs. And I think
some of them out of pipe cleaners or something. It would be faster.
Do what?
Make them out of pipe cleaners or something to make it different.
No. Well, yeah. Do
they sleep heavy?
Oh, yeah.
Well, get that spray snow and like cover up all their mirrors.
I will never do that spray snow. We did that one year, the spray snow with the mirrors, and then we did every window downstairs and with stencils. That stuff is so horrible to clean up.
Oh.
Have you not used that stuff before? No.
It's been a while, and I remember him bitching about it for days.
And you have to you're wiping it off. I can't stand that stuff.
Well, remember that time that I thought it would be funny to cover up her mirror? Okay, so right, my theory with the whole Elf on the Shelf sanity savers is use stuff that you have. Like if you have an excess amount of stuff, do something with it, right? So like I had a ton of water balloons, so we made a ball pit in the bathtub with the water balloons. So I had, for a client, I had all this triage tape, which if you don't, do you know what triage tape is?
Those things that make those hideous reefs.
The what?
The things that make those hideous reefs? Or are you talking about like actual?
No, that's deco mesh.
Oh,
no. Triage tape. This is from like a emergency supply website or something. I mean, in this day and age, it's not funny at all that you have to have triage tape, but what it's used for is not actually tape at all. It's just this really thin plastic in a roll. It looks like painter's tape. It's like this wide, and it comes in red, yellow, and green. And it's after an accident, the first responders go through and they tie them onto, in black. They also come in black. They tie it onto the people so that when the medical professionals come in, they know who to treat first, like who's an emergency and who's passed. So that's what triage tape is. So I was doing a blog post on disaster preparedness. And so I had all this triage tape, and I was like, what am I ever going to do with this, right? So remember that time that I spent like 2.5 crazy hours swearing the whole time that I would never do it again. And I did a basket weave over her entire bathroom mirror, which was gigantic.
I remember the pictures.
And it was right by her bed. And I was like, oh my gosh, if she wakes up, what am I going to tell her? What is the excuse I have for why I'm doing a basket weave? Like, you can see my arms, but it was hilarious. We left it up for like a week because I was like not tearing that down now. But that's one way you can cover up a window where it's not going to be hard to clean up.
Yeah. Yeah, I have to look at that. I did the gift wrapped the bathroom.
Oh, right.
And that was pretty easy. Kind of a waste of wrapping paper, but I definitely
anymore. The one I like that you do the most, and I'm going to do this one, is when you shut the door with the balloons.
That's the birthday avalanche. So I probably won't do that one, but because we do that for every birthday, but it's so easy to do, crepe paper across the door when it's shut, throw the balloons, kind of balancing them there. When they open the door to themselves, the balloons come down. And that one is fun. But you did something similar with didn't you do like snow or something with white balloons or something? Or covered a room with snow or something?
Yeah, well, we did like the snowball fight.
Like the end of the room, right?
Oh, you mean when she cried? In the middle of the night?
Oh, yeah, because she couldn't come out of her room.
Yeah, so I didn't have any crepe paper, so I took toilet paper and I covered up her door, but I left this was the first year we did it, so she was 2.5 or 3, so I don't know, somewhere around there. But I left her plenty of room to crawl out, and then I put the elves on the floor. Well, she woke up in the middle of the night screaming bloody murder because she couldn't get out of her room. Okay,
Can I tell you, that is kind of scary for a kid.
Okay,
Mom fail.
She had a Jack and Jill bathroom. She had multiple exits to her room, but I guess at that age you're not thinking about that. So she just woke up and screamed bloody murder. So my husband and I go running in there to find out what is going on. We thought she was sick or something. No, she was upset because her doorway was blocked, with the exception of like 2.5 feet at the bottom, which she wasn't even that tall. Anyway, so yeah, I did that. And then 2 years ago when we moved in our house, we had just a ton of moving boxes. And so I barricaded her room in the hallway with moving boxes the whole way, with a little tiny opening for her to squeeze out. But I put the elves on top of the boxes and she could see it. So she knew she couldn't move any of the boxes or else the elves would fall. And so she didn't want to do that. So it was a funny idea, but like I couldn't get in her. Well, no, she had a Jack and Jill that time too, but she insisted on going in and out of in fact, now that I think about it, I had done it past the Jack and Jill bathroom. So I still had to crawl to get into her room. But it's a miracle she didn't wake up with that one too, because, I was dragging giant boxes from downstairs, upstairs, and stacking them up in the hallway.
That's funny.
But again, it's just stuff we had, it's not like,
That's probably my challenge, is because my kids, we don't have like these Elsa dolls and things laying around, and we don't watch movies. Sounds fascinating around here. Well, anyways, I'm starting to think too, my kids might be old enough where I can start doing some of the inappropriate elves. Not totally the inappropriate stuff, but the elf being really kind of like potty humor, not anything else other than that. But because I think
mine, I think it was last year, I got my long lens on my camera, and I got Hammond's binoculars, and I set them up on a chair pointed out the window at the neighbors.
See, that's what I mean, like not inappropriate, but
right.
Like, oh, that's not what an elf's supposed to do.
Yeah. So she thought that one was pretty funny, actually. That one was a win. It was definitely a win.
I think there's a line with mischievous versus inappropriate versus ornery. There's ornery.
Ornery.
Ornery is not bad.
The favorite one that I did last year was when I took Hammond's hacksaw, and we had like this big juniper tree. I mean, it's a tabletop juniper tree, right? But it looks kind of like a Christmas tree. So I had him holding the hacksaw like he was cutting it down for
funny.
And then I had her, because we have 2 elves, right? So she was sitting there with like all the ornaments waiting, and he was trying to saw down the Christmas tree.
That's good stuff.
Yeah.
Well, our challenge this year is Aubrey, who is 3, who doesn't believe in the elf.
That is hilarious that at 3 she is so emphatically like
well, I mean, we do goof around in the house a lot. So, we're constantly like, no, we're just kidding. But so we kind of set that up wrong. But, we told her that Megan, the 12-year-old, had told her exactly what the elf was about. But we do need to have her watch the movie because she at this point thinks the cat's moving around, which to me is even funnier, that she doesn't believe that the elf is real, but believes enough that the cat can move it from the cabinet to the train. So we need to get her on board with the actual scenario.
Did she touch it?
No. Now the first time, so she was here when Elf had ride, we had it set up high enough where she probably wouldn't be tempted. She couldn't easily touch it. And so I figured let's not, give her too close. So I think ultimately she'll believe, but it's going to be a little work. I still want her to too, because it's so much fun.
Well, when you started, did both your kids know that it was you? How did they?
Oh, no. We had 2 years without them knowing.
And so how did they figure it out?
They found it in the closet.
Seriously? Oh.
Well, I mean, come on. They were 9 and 10 at the point, or probably 10 and 11. So, and at that point they
dig us up.
They dig us up with Santa too. So they kind of Easter Bunny. I mean, the whole thing was kind of put together. So, but not as bad as my friend Mabry. I told you that.
Oh my gosh, that's hilarious. Say that again. That is so funny.
I just feel so bad for her. So I asked my friend Mabry if I knew her younger daughter, who I believe is 7, Katie, still believes, and she said, she does. And I said, Ellie doesn't, right? Because Ellie and Megan, our daughters, are really good friends. They're same age, been on the same soccer team. And so I said, Ellie's, in the know, right? And she was like, oh my gosh, I feel so bad. Let me tell you what happened with that. So Mabry was under the assumption that Ellie was onto it, or had reason to believe or not believe anymore. So she felt she was safe, or at least thought she was having the conversation that was what she expected at the time. So she had told Ellie that, Santa was not real. And Ellie was so devastated, not devastated, so devastated that she kind of took in the information. She was completely shocked. Mabry did not understand the extent of how unprepared Ellie was for this information until the next day, when Ellie came back to her mom and said, Mom, I'm just so glad you told me, because if I had, when I have children someday and I tell them about Santa and Santa didn't show up with any presents, then my children would not have any presents that year, and I just wouldn't have known. So it was just so obvious that she was still trying to put her head around this information and how this could impact her life, to the point that she was worried about that she would have messed up her own children's opportunity for presents because she wouldn't have purchased any.
It's so funny.
So bad. She was not ready for that information.
No, that's hilarious. All right, so what are you doing tonight?
So I'm either doing the Pop the Naughty Nice.
Oh, right.
A couple other things in my mind are I might do I might fill the jet tub and do a boat kind of thing.
Yeah, I'm thinking about doing something in our pool. I need to check the weather.
Oh, yeah, because don't you have like a little floaty or something? That would be hilarious.
Well, I was thinking either a floaty, but it gets so windy here, and like the wind can change, and it would just like blow it straight in the water. So I'm trying to figure out how I can make like a submarine. And so how do you do, can I get the elf in the balloon?
I have a balloon.
How do you get something in a balloon?
I have a balloon stuffer.
How does that work?
I could get it.
Okay.
It's the craziest
Where
thing.
did you get it?
Hold on. I happen to know it's right here.
What? It's huge. What?
Yeah. So this is a balloon stuffer.
Would an elf fit in it?
Yeah, so anything that you can fit, I haven't used this in a long time, but yeah. So anything you can shove in one of these containers. I think it's this one. If you can fit them in this, which you totally can. How did I do this before? And I have to look at my instructions now. And so you shove it in there. Gosh, I don't remember how to use it. And then one of these, what's this terrible? I have to look it up. But if you want to look up Pump Up Present Plus balloon gift maker. So the idea is that you basically put the balloon. Gosh, I don't know how to use it anymore. I'll have to look it up. But, oh, here, I know. Oh, I know. I'm getting closer. So you put the balloon in this. So you're going to shove that thing, and the elf would fit in that in a heartbeat. I mean, people put teddy bears, and I've done money. Like I shoved a bunch of $1 bills.
Yeah.
And like a little gift because it makes it heavy. And you put the balloon on it.
Do you have to use special balloons?
Just make sure they're kind of big enough. Because if they're not, then they don't get big enough to hold the item. And then you kind of pump it up, and the balloon pumps up, and then you just literally dump the stuff in the balloon. You probably don't even need something like this. I mean, if you can get a wide enough. No, I think this is probably what you use. I don't know. But I've used this one because I think we did this. I think I did an elf with this thing too. I'll have to think about it. Maybe a globe or something, or shoved in the balloon. I can't remember, but I love this thing.
Amazon, here I come.
Yeah, I would. So it's called Pump Up Present Plus. Are you on it now? I have to look it up now.
No, I just wrote it down.
Yeah. But anyways,
so what I'm thinking of doing. So when we were at home, the new Garden Ridge, that home decorating store, we had gotten. She had picked out a bunch of soccer ornaments.
Oh, yeah.
So I was thinking, and maybe I won't use the soccer ornaments, but I was thinking of trying to set up like a soccer field for her because, she's crazy about soccer. But I was trying to figure out the net, and I realized we have a bag of apples with netting on it. So I think I'm just going to take a couple of popsicle sticks and create the shape and then put the, that net bag, cut it up and attach it to it and make like a soccer goal.
Yeah, that's cute. Like he was playing soccer. I think I have a bag of those soccer ball candy somewhere.
Oh, that'd be good.
You can get those anywhere. You can get those at
Party City.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah. So I've got the other idea I have is the kids kind of want another Christmas tree upstairs. And so I'm going to probably get a tree and do a second tree up there for them.
Are you going to get a colored one?
Yeah, probably. Hey, here's something funny. I just Googled this because my ADHD kicked in, and I Googled this. I've had this so long that they don't have this on Amazon. However, on eBay, they have it as vintage. It's a vintage Pump a Present balloon maker.
Oh, my. They don't have anything on Amazon for it?
No, I know. I just searched Pump a Present. I could certainly look for other balloon stuffing things, but it is available on eBay as a vintage item.
Nice. Well,
honestly, I've had this probably for 20 years.
It's legit vintage then.
Yep.
Okay. All right. Well, that's all I got. How about you?
Yeah, I think that's good. I think that this was fun. So I think we need to do, do more stuff. I think there's an opportunity for other people, hopefully, as they learn about what they're doing. I'd love to hear what other people are doing.
Yes.
I need ideas. I mean, I can certainly get on Pinterest and stuff, but sometimes, you don't know the background, like what challenges they had and what doesn't work. And, how did people put the wires in their elf to make it do shit, to sit up and stuff. It's always good stuff to hear from other people.
Yeah, I agree. So we'll have to do another one of these maybe next week.
Okay. I'm in.
We'll touch base on what we've done with our elf since then.
And we do have a couple followers, so I will plug you for a second. I mean, we're not experts, but Trista is a published author on elf topics and other topics as well. And a very, very, very popular website, mommyupgrade.com. So I'm going to have to plug that for you.
Yeah, and I'll embed this and stick it on mommyupgrade.com. So other people who are looking for elf ideas can go to it. And then we'll let everybody know when we're doing our weekly roundup. That's elf ideas.
Elf ideas and other mom things.
And elf fails.
Those happen too. We don't post those, but we talk about them.
Yeah, we talk about them. But I think next week, Molly and I are going to start doing a blab in the morning.
Mm-hmm.
Because
we've been doing this for 20 years anyways. We just haven't had cameras.
Yeah, exactly. So we figured we'd, come along with the technology age and step it up.
Yeah. All right, cool. All righty.
All right.
I'll talk to you tomorrow.
Have a good day.
Okay, see you.